Hello everybody and welcome back. You might have noticed, you might not have, you might have noticed though, that the name of the channel has changed from Coffee and Cards AHG to Coffee and Cards with Acra because, well, I am Acra. This whole system is Acra. And guess what? I've got a new mug today. It is top of the morning coffee mug. Jacksepticeye thingamabob. Super excited about it. I finished that whole cup this morning of coffee and I'm a bit wired, so yeah. Anyway, let's get on with this reading. Alright, now I'll upload a separate video talking about what's been going on with me and whatever if you're interested, and let's get started. So, message for you today, right now, is you need to look at all the stuff that has been going on in your life lately. Is it stuff that you have manifested intentionally? If you can hear the baby crying in the background, it's okay, my partner is here. Alright, anyway. Is it stuff you've manifested intentionally, or is it stuff that you didn't really want to happen, but it has happened because you were thinking about it too much and poof, it now exists? So if you find that you're in a reality lately that is not what you want to be in, but you have been thinking about this kind of reality a lot, then yeah, sorry to say, but you have caused this yourself. You have brought this upon yourself, and that's not to say that you've failed at anything. That's just to say, well, everything happens for a reason, and the reason for this happening is that you really need to understand that everything that you focus on, everything that you think about, positive and negative, is what you bring into your life. And that's just how manifestation works. And I'm really, really sorry if you're not happy with the way things are at the moment, but you do have the power to change it. And that's what's awesome about it. So think about the way that you are feeling about your circumstances right now. Think about the way that stuff is going, and you can really start to understand things about yourself. Like, I'm not happy with the way this is happening in my life. I knew it would happen and I'm not okay with it. So what does that tell you about yourself, about your ambitions or your belief systems or whatever? And does that align with, you know, who you thought you were? If you're living a certain life, going along your path, just being all like going through the motions, thinking this is a life that people have said I'm meant to be living, this is a life that my family has lived, so therefore this is what I'm doing, yet it's manifesting things that I don't want. Well, you need to really think about circumstances in your life, like, well, I would prefer if that were different. Well, if that's like on a full-on level, like, holy carp, I hate this, I don't want this in my life at all, or, well, that's inconvenient, I wish things weren't like that. Just that kind of thing. Just like acknowledge, well, yeah, okay, this happened because I'm not living aligned with things that I want. Like, how do I feel about these things, and why do I feel that way? Did I think I would feel this way? Hi, Archie. This is Kat. You expected me to say it the other way around, didn't you? Hi, Kat. This is Archie. Now I did both. Congratulations. You got what you wanted. Anyway, yeah. think about how you feel about the things in your life, and then think about the choices that got you there, or the way that you've been acting, or the way that you've been treating yourself. All these kinds of things bring about the reality that you have, whether you want it or not. Think about it, act the way that will bring it to you, and that's what's going to happen. You need to think about what is my ideal reality? What is my ideal situation for me to be in right now? Like, pinpoint a thing that you don't like about your life right now. Maybe write it down. And then write down next to it how you would prefer things to be. And then think about, like, how would that version of me who actually has that reality, how would I act in that scenario? And how would I feel in that scenario? And really try and embody that person, because the person you imagine you would be in that scenario is the person that you need to feel like to bring that to you. You need to imagine, oh yeah, well, I mean, if that were the case, then I would be more positive with myself, or I would be more patient with people, or whatever scenario you can think of. And just try and act like that. Just try and pull yourself up on, oh no, I'm doing the thing that the version of me I don't want to be does. And then acknowledge that you did it to yourself and to anyone that it's affecting right now. Just be like, oh hey, human, I, or animal, or whatever you are, I said this in this way, and I kind of, that's not really what I meant. That's just kind of what came out. But what I really wanted to say was this, and sorry if that affected you. And just doing that will kind of start to shift things for you, and will help other people see the kind of person that you actually want to be and the way that you want to come across. You need to acknowledge and accept your mistakes in order to actually start changing things. And you need to let other people see it. It might feel vulnerable, it might feel, a little bit scary, but like, hello, things aren't going to change if you're lying to yourself. Like, oh, I did a thing I shouldn't have. You know what? Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Then you're like solidifying in your mind, in your life, and in your energy field that, you know what? I can be an absolute ass, and everything is gonna be fine. And I'm just gonna, like, I totally meant to do that. I want that to be who I am, because I didn't like change it. So make it a more subconscious thing. Like, this is who I am. You need to call yourself out on your shit. You need to call yourself out on it in front of other people, because that's your task for the day, the week, whichever one like clicked in your head when I said day or week. Whether you like it or not, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Alright. Just a whole lot of self-reflection and life choices reflection, behavior reflection. Is that in line with what you want? If it's not, you're standing in your own way. And if you want things to change, don't blame other people. Don't just feel like, oh, well, I mean, okay, I feel a little bit called out right now, because I was gonna say, don't just like blame someone and be like, well, you triggered me to act like that. Because I mean, sure, they might have, and that is something that you guys need to work on together, but you still need to own up to it. Be like, okay, well, I shouldn't have said or did whatever I said or did, and I was triggered. And then maybe think to yourself, maybe not necessarily to them, but to yourself, like, okay, why was I triggered by that? How did it make me feel? Why did I respond the way that I did? And that kind of like process is really, really important. Just understanding yourself, that will get you pretty far in life. People that refuse to understand themselves, they are not going to have such a good time. Sorry, all that rambling for 10 minutes off of one card. That was the card, by the way. King of, what does that say? King of Wands. Yeah. I didn't even look at the new card, I just looked back at that one. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that you're sitting on, a whole bunch of things that you did in the past. So they're saying you need to own up to the stuff in the past, not just the things that you're doing now, not just things as you do them, but own up to these things that you did that make you feel kind of shit about yourself or make you feel a little bit guilty. Just, you will notice the shift in your energy when you think about something, maybe in like the pit of your stomach, you'll be like, ew, or maybe cringe a little bit. Yeah, so write those things down. Acknowledge to yourself all of, like, a whole list of things that you've done that you're not proud of, and that if you had done it differently, it might have changed things for you. And just acknowledge that, yeah, I stood in my own way when I didn't fix that. So write the whole list, acknowledge it all, and then forgive yourself. Literally, like, forgive yourself for every single one of those things, because you didn't know any better at the time that you were meant to just release this stuff. And even if you did, you didn't have that reinforcement, and you weren't ready at the time. But now you're ready. So sit down on your own, write a whole list of all this stuff. And the cat is licking my arm so much right now in the same spot. It feels like he's ripping the skin off. I don't know why he's so happy. I don't know. Anyway, let's try and get another card in before I run out of time. Man, I'm talking a lot today. That tickles and hurts at the same time. Should find a different spot. Alright, so for some reason I feel like saying this bit out loud. Two of Pentacles. That's what it is. Says money confusion, juggling two situations or ideas around. That tickles. Normally I don't read them. Sometimes I'm drawn to read them. So yeah, it does feel more like two ideas initially when I look at the picture. It's like the message that's coming through is, it seems like you have two things that you want to be focusing on, and although one of them feels much more important and more like aligned with your path, you're actually focusing more on the other one for some reason. You're actually just like shifting all your energy to this thing that will kind of sort itself out in a more productive way if you are focusing on your other thing. So if you find that you actually have in your mind two things that you wanted to focus on, two things you wanted to do, for example, drawing from my own life, I have two things that I've been kind of trying to focus on lately. I have my work, my videos, my readings, and all this stuff, and I also have cleaning the house and trying to sort stuff out, where I have been putting more effort into trying to do the house stuff, which has been positive. It doesn't feel like it's getting anywhere, but like all that effort is going into it and stuff. And although I am making a lot of progress in my work stuff on certain days, I am not putting all the love and energy and attention to it that I actually need to. And the more I get in the vibration of the productivity of this thing, which is more like heart-centered and heart-focused, then the cleanliness of the house and all of like the organizing and stuff, that will kind of just fall into place if I focus on the right thing. Because doing the thing that is like heart-led, that is that promotes the energy of productivity, and that promotes more mental clarity, and that's what I need to be able to do the cleaning and stuff. So if you can think of whatever is relevant to you in your life concerning this, like, notice the two things. And one thing is going to be something which you feel drawn to, you want to do, but then there's some resistance, and you're like, well, maybe I'll put it off and I'll do this other thing first because logically this is important. Go with the heart thing, which when you do it makes you feel better. Do that thing, and the other thing will just kind of fall into place. That is the message of that card. And it's as though you're anxiously like tiptoeing around the things that you know you want to do. It's like there is energy available for you to be doing the things that are important and that you need to do, and you're kind of shooting that energy off in different directions, and you're shooting it off to like both of these things that you're focusing on. And with the thing you logically need to do, you're actually thinking about the problem more than the solution. So thinking about the problem is always going to create more of the problem, which, going back to me, is why doing all the cleaning and stuff doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. Just shooting all this energy off like brings more of this chaos I'm trying to, So you are getting energy, you're getting given energy, you're drawing a whole lot of energy from like the world, the universe, everything around you, the people around you, your guides. You're drawing all this energy in, and they're all like directed to your heart thing, and you're just like, but spraying it everywhere. It's going everywhere. Not very helpful. And it says, if you literally just step back, relax for a bit, just chill out, and see these things like more objectively, and like really notice, I was gonna say how they make you feel, but I feel like that's not the message of right now. Just notice which one is long run important and which one is right now important. And you might start to notice that doing one of the things, doing the other thing is like kind of a distraction. It's like an excuse to not do the other thing. And it's like you need to make time to do your important heart-led tasks or whatever it is. You need to make time for it because you have been showing that you have time to make, because you've been doing the other stuff. You've been doing the other thing and setting aside time to do that. And you may find yourself justifying it, but honestly, they're telling me right now, don't justify these things. If you find yourself justifying it, well, that's just proving the point, right? Step back from both of these things for not too long, otherwise you might lose track of what's important about both of them. But just like step back from them and be like, oh man, okay, these are the things I think are important in my life right now. I love this thing for whatever reasons, and I have to do this thing. And notice, okay, now notice how I feel. How much time? Not much at all. Okay, well, I might just have to stop it there. I feel like I probably repeated myself a million times in that reading, but you know, things have to be soaked in. Um, if this reading was relevant to you or anybody that you know, make sure that you hit that like button. That would be amazing. And subscribe if you want more free readings like this. I have been a little bit off, like, I haven't been uploading as much as I'd like to lately because of stuff that I'll talk about in my other upload. But, I mean, you know, subscribe, like, share with everyone that you think will benefit from this or any of the readings, really. And just like have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, make sure you. At the moment, I'm doing this thing. I was meant to show you my new cards, but I forgot to grab them. So I have a fairy deck now, which we were very drawn to at the store that we're doing readings at face to face. I'm drawn to so many decks there, but the fairy one was the first one I was meant to buy. So, I will be doing my very first reading with that fairy deck online. So I need you to go to acrahharmonyguidance.au, which is my Facebook page, and press book now or message or whatever the button is. Send me a message on my page and be like, fairy cards. And I will give you $10 off of the price. It's usually $60 for 30 minutes. So make sure you write fairy cards in your message. And if you're the first person to do that, because no one's done it yet, so you might be the first one, then I'll give you that $10 off of that reading. And you'll be the first one to get a reading with the fairy cards. And I'm super excited to do that. So work with me here. All right. I will see you later, guys. Love you so much.